You know that feeling, right? When you even think about budgeting,
Hmm.
maybe you picture like complicated apps or those huge
Oh,
spreadsheets,
yeah, the spreadsheets.
or maybe even the cash envelope system, which always feels a bit dated.
It can feel like a lot of work, definitely. A chore.
Totally. If you're anything like me, those traditional ways, they can feel more like a punishment than, a helpful tool.
Right.
I remember trying one budgeting app, super detailed, and honestly, within a month, I was just lost. So many categories, it just wasn't sticking.
That's a really common experience. For so
Uh,
many people, traditional budgeting just feels like constant restriction.
Right.
Like you need this iron will.
Which isn't realistic.
Exactly. It's not that people don't want to manage their money well, but the methods themselves often feel like they're set up to fail almost.
Precisely. So today we're taking a different approach. We looked into some really interesting kind of different ideas.
Yeah, some fresh perspectives.
And we're bringing you 5, let's call them unconventional budgeting strategies. Think of them as clever hacks, maybe.
I like that. Hacks.
They approach things really differently. Forget tracking every last cent. These are built more for, real life.
We're going to look at methods that use a bit of psychology, actually, and how our environment shapes our choices.
Oh, interesting.
And focusing more on the big goals first, not just the day-to-day spending.
Okay, so get ready. We've got the backwards budget,
The money rotation
it's a
system.
48-hour money list,
The anti-budget budget.
and something called money environment design. I have a feeling at least one of these is going to make you go, aha.
Let's dive in.
All right.
So first up, the backwards budget. Now, usually how people budget is they look at income, track everything going out,
Yeah, all the little categories,
and then just try really hard not to spend too much in any one place.
which, let's be honest, often feels like you're just constantly policing yourself. It's exhausting.
It really can be. So the backwards budget, it flips that completely.
Mm.
Instead of starting with where your money is going,
Uh-huh.
you start with where you want it to go,
Yeah.
your big financial goals.
Okay, I'm following. So less focus on tracking every coffee initially and more on the big picture savings target.
That's the heart of it, yeah. Step one is to pick, say, 1 to 3 major financial goals.
Like what? Give me an example.
Could be anything, really. Maybe building a $5,000 emergency fund in the next, 10 months,
Okay.
or saving for a down payment, a big trip. The key thing is being specific, not just save more, but save $500 a month for the emergency fund.
Right. Specific and measurable. Got it. Then what?
Then, once you know the goal and the timeline,
Mm.
you figure out exactly how much needs to come out of each paycheck to hit that target.
Okay.
So that $500 a month example, if you get paid twice a month, that's $250 from each check, earmarked just for that goal. You might even use like different savings accounts for different goals to keep it organized.
And here's the crucial part, isn't it? You're not just hoping there's money left for goals.
No, not at all.
You're making them the absolute first priority.
That's it, exactly. The next vital step is automation. Set up automatic transfers
Ah.
from your main checking account to your savings or investment accounts, and crucially, have it happen right after payday.
So the money's gone before you even see it, basically.
Pretty much. It locks in that commitment to your future self first.
Paying yourself first. I like that.
It's a classic for a reason.
Mm.
And then the money that's left over after those transfers for your goals,
Yeah.
that's what you have for everything else.
Yeah.
That's your spending money for the pay period.
Huh. So the logic is, if that remaining amount feels a bit tight,
Exactly. If it feels tight after you've prioritized your goals, it naturally makes you think a bit more creatively, more carefully about where the rest of that money goes.
that makes a ton of sense. We saw that example, right? Someone
Yeah.
needing $500 a month for a goal. If their normal spending makes that seem impossible, this backwards way forces them to actually look and say, okay, where can I adjust? It's goal-driven motivation.
Precisely. It shifts the feeling from restriction to like intentional action. You're spending in line with what you say is important. There was even a visual, like a flow chart, showing traditional versus backwards. Really clear.
Yeah, I can see how that would click for people. It's a perspective shift, isn't it? You're not trapped by a budget, you're empowered by funding your goals. Okay, cool. Backwards budget. What's hack number 2?
Number 2 is called the money rotation system. This one's quite interesting. It plays on our psychology a bit, especially around non-essential spending.
Money rotation. Intriguing name. How does it work?
So the core idea is you create this artificial scarcity. You cycle through different categories of your fund money week by week.
Artificial scarcity. Explain that.
You imagine you divide your discretionary spending, the non-essentials, into maybe 4 buckets. Like uh, dining out, entertainment, shopping, uh, clothes, gadgets, and maybe personal care, like haircuts or massages.
Right, 4 typical fun money areas.
Exactly. Then you assign each one to a specific week of the month.
So week 1 is maybe dining out week 2 is entertainment week? Like that.
You got it. And the rule is during its assigned week, that's the main category you spend your non-essential money on. Obviously, this doesn't touch your rent, groceries, bills. The essentials are separate.
Okay, so this is just for managing the extras, the wants. So if it's entertainment week, I could go see a band, maybe go to the movies,
Yeah.
but I'd hold off buying that new sweater until shopping week rolls around.
That's the idea. And the psychology behind it is pretty neat. Instead of feeling like you can never buy clothes again,
Mm-hmm.
you just know, okay, shopping week is coming up in 2 weeks. It creates anticipation, not deprivation.
I get it. It's not a permanent no, it's just a not right now. That feels way less restrictive.
Exactly. And some research actually suggests that the anticipation of a purchase can sometimes bring even more enjoyment than the purchase itself.
Really? That's fascinating.
Yeah. So by building in this structured delay, you might actually savor the spending more when the time comes, and you're probably less likely to make those random impulse buys in other categories.
The waiting makes it sweeter, kind of?
Something like that. We saw a visual for this too. It was a simple calendar showing which category was active each week. Very easy to grasp.
Yeah.
This seems great for anyone who finds typical budgets just too rigid, too guilt-inducing. It adds a bit of structure without feeling like a straitjacket.
I can see that appealing to a lot of people. It almost gamifies it a bit. Okay, money's rotating. What's strategy number 3?
Strategy 3, the 48-hour money list. This one targets impulse buying head-on.
Ooh, yes. The siren song of the buy now button. Definitely need help with that sometime.
Don't we all? So this uses a really simple trick. A mandatory waiting period for non-essential buys.
Okay, how does it work, step by step?
All right, first, you keep a running list. Anytime you want to buy something non-essential that's over a certain amount, maybe $50, maybe more or less, depending on, you don't buy it.
Okay. What do I do instead?
You add it to your 48-hour money list. That's it. Just write it down.
And the rule is
You must wait a full 48 hours before you're allowed to actually buy the thing.
2 whole days. What happens in that time? Just sit there resisting.
Huh, not quite. The idea is you actually look at the list again, maybe once or twice during those 48 hours.
Ah, okay.
That waiting period plus revisiting it gives your brain time to cool off. You can ask yourself, do I really need this, or was it just an impulse? Often the urge just fades.
Yeah. I can definitely think of things I bought impulsively and regretted almost immediately. This pause makes sense.
And it works. The data we looked at showed people using this method cut their spending by like 20 or even 30%.
Wow, 20 to 30%. That's huge. Just from waiting 2 days.
It's significant, yeah. It's not about saying no forever. It's just about inserting that deliberate pause between wanting and buying.
Right. Let the initial excitement wear off a bit.
Exactly. And apparently there's some neuroscience here too.
There?
Just adding something to a list or a cart can give you a little dopamine hit.
Ah, the thrill of the hunt.
Kind of. So the list lets you acknowledge that feeling, get that little hit, without actually spending the money right away. The 48 hours lets the logic catch up.
That's clever. Was there a visual for this one too?
Yep, a screenshot of someone's actual list with little notes they made during the waiting period, like, decided, I don't need this after all, or still want this, will buy. Really practical.
Cool. It tackles the emotional side of spending, which standard budgets often ignore. Okay, 48 hours down. What's strategy number 4?
Number 4, I like this name. The anti-budget budget.
Anti-budget. Sounds rebellious. Tell me more.
This is really aimed at people who find all the tracking, all the categories in traditional budgeting just too much. Overwhelming, unsustainable.
Yeah, budget burnout is real.
Totally. So
Yeah.
the idea here is to simplify massively. You only focus on 3 key numbers.
Just 3. Okay, what are they?
Number 1, your total fixed expenses. Everything that's the same predictable cost each month.
Rent, mortgage, car payment, insurance, that stuff.
Exactly. Number 2, your savings amount. How much you're putting aside for your goals each month, like we talked about with the backwards budget.
Okay, fixed costs, savings. What's number 3?
Number 3 is just everything else.
Yeah.
All your flexible, variable spending rolled into one single number.
Wait, really? Just one pot for groceries, gas, fun, clothes, everything?
Yep, just one number to keep track of for all that variable stuff.